Hello everybody, I'm Danger Gen Vex, and thanks to this comment that I received last week Sunday, I'd like to welcome you to our first ever coffee and comments. Brenna Blood Red Summer Song asks, what kind of music do you like? Well, I like a great variety of music, actually. There are some kinds of music that I don't like, but for the most part, I like songs rather than a specific type of music. I mean, in my music collection, I've got everything from, really high-class opera, to heavy metal and death metal. I've got pop, I've got, foreign music, or Asian music, or whatever you want to call it. I really have a giant variety of music, and I tend to enjoy listening to just about all of it. Every now and then, I would come across a song that I really enjoy more than, in a specific genre that I enjoy more than usual, and I might try some of the rest of the music from the artist who does that song. But generally I'm more of a song person than, a specific genre or a specific group. There are some bands that I really, really like. When it comes to opera, you've got Maria Alberghetti, who had an amazing voice. And then, you've got Montserrat Cabal. And then it's a very dramatic kind of music. I can't remember what it is now. It's a performance music. It's a very dramatic kind of Asian music, which is more like a performance art than just music. And the lead singer is Camillo. But I really, really like that. And then, obviously stuff like Creedence, and I'm a major fan of AC/DC and Black Sabbath. There's a lot. There's really a lot of them. Okay, Evan Rose asks, explain your tattoos. At the moment, I just have one tattoo, which is this one, which you can see there. Ooh, that one. But I really, really want to get more. I want to finish off this set. For those of you who don't know, this is the throat chakra. Okay, you can see it's the symbol inside the flower with the correct coloring for the throat chakra. And chakras are basically energy points, very important energy points on the human body. And I want to get all of them. You've got the crown chakra, you've got the third eye chakra, and yes, I will be getting it here more than likely, but I'll be getting it in invisible ink, UV ink, so that it's only visible in certain circumstances. And then the rest of them. And then I also want to get, a large full body dragon tattoo, almost like a kind of Chinese dragon that comes up my back and then has his head over my shoulder and holding me with claws. And I want to get this, kind of with a 3D feel, so you can see the claws hooked into the skin. I also want to get Dragon Ouroboros around my wrists, just in plain black. I didn't really want to get any tattoos around my wrists because I'm a very, very spiritual person, if you can't tell by the type of tattoos I want to get. But I've always believed that anything that you put around your wrists act like chains. You chain yourself to those things, which is why after a long time of consideration, I thought it would be nice to get the Dragon Ouroboros. I wouldn't actually mind those. And then, although it's not strictly a tattoo, I want to get, if you've seen Alien vs. Predator, you know that in the film one of the predators burns this mark into his own forehead, and he also does it on the cheek of the woman closer to the end of the movie. And that mark sort of signifies that the predator has not just come of age, but he's earned his right to be part of the group and, you know, to be like a man and have his own rights and etc., etc. And I want to get that scarified on the back of my neck. I want to get that mark because to me it kind of symbolizes that I too have earned my right not to be part of the pack, but I have earned the right to live my life my way. And then also I want to get the words I have earned my right to live on my chest over my heart, but I want to get it translated into the language of dragons, Skyrim's language of the dragons, the Dova language, and then get it tattooed in their symbols. So those are just some of the ones I want to get, but there's a lot, and I'll probably get more as well. That's the one thing about tattoos. They can be really, really addictive once you get started. Evan Rose also asks, could you play Undertale, or would that not be such a good idea because you already know the storyline? Actually, I don't know that much about Undertale. I've thought about playing it, but I don't know. There's something that's keeping me from playing it right now. If you really, really want to see me play Undertale, then I'll make a plan. I'll make a plan and I'll play Undertale for you if you want to see it that badly. Dice Decides says, is this the cold winter you were talking about? For those of you who don't know, it's in my 7th vlog. I went on a little adventure and I went outside into the mall and I met up with my family and my old school teacher. And I was actually walking around in short sleeves after I'd complained several times that it's really, really cold outside. And tonight, again, you can see I'm in my blankets and I've got my coffee. God, I love coffee. Anyway, it's about 7 degrees outside right now, 7 degrees Celsius, and it's probably going to get colder. It tends to get really, really cold in the early morning hours, but it's still kind of fall. So some days still get, relatively nice and warm. What you didn't see was by like 4 o'clock, in that vlog, I was freezing. And that section where I walked out of the mall and to my car, I was mentally cursing myself with every step, wondering why I hadn't grabbed a jacket. And then when I got to the office, the jacket was in the boot and I totally forgot to just stop and take it out because I needed to get my sister and, I still wanted to capture a few minutes of recording. So the thing is, it's still cold, and we haven't even really got to the cold months. We're getting into it now. By the time we hit mid-June and end of June, it's probably going to be friggin' freezing. And our winters have also been coming later and later each year for some reason. And they last longer and longer. So I'm going to guess by, mid-July, I'm probably going to be here curled up in blankets with scarves around my neck, gloves on my hands, just ice cold. Dice Decides also says, oh, please make the bad English one a character in your vids. It sounds so hilarious. I doubt I will do that. Seriously. The thing about speaking that way is that I like language and I like to speak properly. I don't always succeed, but the deliberate butchering of a language is horrible to me. I hate it. So I don't really want to do that. I'm very, very sorry, Mr. Dice Decides, but it is not really in the cards for me or for you. I cannot do this. But thank you so much for making the comment about these things. Maybe I consider it, maybe I do not. SilverKit17 says, you should do a video about your cat. Just spend a few minutes following him. I don't really need to spend a few minutes following him. right now he's lying next to me, you know, snoozing for once, or not for once. He's either snoozing or he's begging me for more food. You know, if I stand up to go anywhere near my fridge, he's under my feet. Immediately, if I walk out the door, he's yowling and chasing after me because he hates it if I leave him alone. He is the most spoiled bloody brat in existence. And now he's staring at me. There is possibly something in the works in that regard. If it does come to fruition, then you'll be the first one to know, I guess. Nikki is cute 15 says, in South Africa, which side of the street do you drive on? And what side of the car is the steering wheel on? For example, in America, we drive on the right side of the road with the steering wheel on the left. Our steering wheel is on the right side and we drive on the left side of the road, like most of the world does, Nikki. Okay, we've got double questions from Charlotte Lisa again, who says, I love your hair dye. What made you decide to dye it that color? This actually isn't the color that I dyed it. I dyed it last year in June and I dyed it this color. But I haven't actually had the opportunity to re-dye it, so it's kind of washed out into this horrible reddish pink atrociousness that I'm not all that fond of. And, you know, first opportunity that I get, I am going to go back to purple or, you know, some kind of ombre variation of purple. But yeah, this is not ideal for me, but that's why it is this color. Charlotte also asks, what color is this lipstick? And the red one is really, really pretty too, but what's that one? I know what color, but what is the brand? The red one is... Ooh, what is this? The red one is Aurora, and it's made in Germany. And the color, I removed the color sticker. It's called Brick Red. So it's Aurora Brick Red. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but it's made in Germany. And it's actually a very, very nice one. It really, really sticks around. As for the black one, I really, really like, you know, darker makeup and that sort of thing. I don't generally wear blushes or any kind of cover-up because it really irritates my skin. So, I mean, I tried it when I was younger, 14, 15, and then I just completely stopped wearing it. I wear eyeshadow, I wear eyeliner or mascara, I wear lipstick, but I don't screw with my skin. And I don't think it needs it, to be honest. I'm lucky that way. As for the lipstick, I don't have black lipstick, but I do have a bit of a cheat that allows me to create black lipstick, and it involves this kind of skin tone lip gloss, just a small bit of this, and this black eyeshadow there. So I generally use a bit of lip gloss, just very, very little. You can also use clear lip gloss, and then you can either use your lip gloss brush. If you've got a nice soft brush, just, you know, swirl it around in the eyeshadow and off you go. If you've got any patches, just use like a small brush or something, dab it in the eyeshadow, dab it across your lips, and, you know, you'll have black lip color. If you want to create an ombre look, like every now and then I want to not just have solid black, but give it a bit of an ombre look. Also, if you want it darker, just use more eyeshadow. You know, just layer it on more. But to get the ombre look, I don't like it very, very pronounced. So I use this kind of dark purple eyeshadow just to accentuate the ombre. But I mean, you can, if you want it more pronounced, you can do it more intense. It really, really doesn't matter. And it just dab it like here, and, you know, use your fingers maybe to smudge it out a bit, and you're good to go. What's nice about it is you can probably do it with pretty much any kind of eyeshadow. So I got this, just this very, very colorful set of eyeshadow, and I don't really like pink, and the yellow is not going to show up properly, so I'm going to try it with the green. and see if I'm actually giving good advice. So I'm going to try it with a green and we'll see if we end up with green lips. So I'll be back in just a second. Ta-da! I didn't really layer it on as thick as I probably could. You could make the color really, really pronounced, but green is not really my color. I just picked it because I knew it would probably stand out a bit, but there you go. So now you saw it's really, really easy. You can make any kind of lipstick color that you want. It has no brand. The softer the eyeshadow is, the easier it will blend. But yeah, I mean, go have fun. If you do have any interesting variations, show me. I'd like to see it. Megan Coleman says, can I say I'm a fan of Danger Gen Vex? Absolutely you can. Go right ahead. I'm flattered. Thank you very much, Megan. Nikasa says, oh wow, I didn't know you were human. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty surprising, huh? Who would have thought? Me? Human? Wow. Kita DarkWolf says, silly little games. Like Honeycomb Studios or the classic story-driven game Sims 4. There's some things we're not supposed to talk about. Ixnay on the Upper State. No, just kidding. But yeah, I do actually play Sims 4 in my free time when I get free time. And I do enjoy games like Honeycomb Studios and Honeypop to a lesser extent, but I have played both of those before. So yeah, I mean, silly games are fun. Sometimes you just want a game that's not going to take too long and that you can just, be silly in. Silverkit17 also asks, so what are all the languages you can speak or understand? Also, how old is your cat and how did you get him? 2 questions, you're cheating. But when it comes to languages, I really only speak Afrikaans and English. I can sometimes understand what some people are saying in certain languages if I really listen, even though I don't speak them. Like sometimes I can figure out what the French, what somebody is saying in French, German, Dutch, or some of the other local languages, though not always, not nearly always. But yeah, my knowledge of languages is pretty limited, I confess. As for my cat, Ash is about 8, almost 9 years old, and he's drooling all over my bed right now. But I got him, he was rescued by some people I know. Apparently somebody had thrown him out of a driving car or a moving car on the highway, which had damaged his jaw and really hurt him. And they took him in and they raised him up a bit and they healed him. So I got him when he was estimated to be about 3 years old, and that was just about 6 years ago now. But I do love him. I love him to bits and pieces. He is the light of my life, despite the fact that he does drool because of his injured jaw, and he does struggle a bit to eat sometimes, so I have to get him like really small pellets of food. But yeah, he's my baby. So yeah, that basically does it for this first episode of Coffee and Comments. And speaking of coffee, cheers. But yeah, that does it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd like to do this, every now and then, maybe just have some more coffee and read some more comments and answer some more questions. But thank you for everybody who did, leave a comment and send a question. I really, really appreciated it. That's pretty much all the time we have for coffee and comments today. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button down below. And remember to leave more questions and comments for next time. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Where's my coffee?